for both of these teams. Zipto, I'm so excited, just as you said, right? The nowest matchup over there on Group A. Lots of pressure for both of these teams. But of course, Motive, let's see how they're able to dictate this pace, especially they're going head straight to the Cypher Lock combo on B.
Yeah, this is an exciting one in Zipto. There is familiarity on these grounds. Motive, on the other hand, we want to see them in champion form. Might as well put it to the test with a very meta composition. It's all about the execution here from Motive. It's all about the fundamentals. And back to basics. Vera on the entry. Styre on the flaring with the assist. Master Wayne on the omen as well. You know how good he can be on that one. And Motive putting the pressure on early. B's the hit. The Cypher setup is going to sustain them though. Evan on the other hand has to back away. Beautiful spread there from the KO. Now the fight is back. The deadlock in position. Flaring though, killing Ja. And this could be the overrun that Motive's looking for. Both Sentinels down for the count. And this is the perfect chance for Motive to put the spike down.
I love that entry from the side of Motive. But let's take a look though. It's just -1 and all up to Fixie and the rest lead the charge. They need to clear out market first before anything else.
Wow, Sushi boys on the board. Fixie with response. Sure, Zipto still ready with 2. Trying to find the wall banks through the shed itself. But here comes Hot Sauce now right beside him. Doesn't know Wayne's right there. And as Fixie's all alone, he's low HP and it's gonna be very tough. A TP though, unexpected, but Styron still dancing around the bullets. And it's Motive Esports with the first round.
Yeah, definitely idea was there. But, you know, Styron was just much faster over there on the trigger. Motive, an amazing start to deter a Cypher Lock combo onto B. Basically the overrunning lane despite the good Cypher cage over at the crevices. It was just enough for the rest of, what do you call this? Of Zipto to just fall back instead and basically give up a lot of space at the initial execute.
They had to. Flaring's knife was just perfection versus Emin, and that's the beauty of having the KO against double Sentinel. Some beautiful knives, some big knives are necessary for Flaring. The player to watch out for in this instance especially. As Motive now back to their winning ways. Quick execute onto A, and it's just a firing squad. Blink and you'll miss it. Zipto's gone, and it's Motive in the second round.
And we move on immediately to round number 3, the bonus of Zipto. That was quite the execute there. Very clean coming from the side of Motive. Really scary stuff. Ascent so far looking really solid. I feel like it also has something to do with comfortability as well. Like this is quite the classic composition. On Ascent, you can really see how comfortable Motive is. But we'll have to see this buy round from Zipto. The bonus is going to be incredibly important.
Yeah, I mean, now Motive, they're going to split their forces up. Some fast executes for the first 2 rounds when they had the guns.
Spike down.
And here we have it, Fixie though, catching out Styron. The tripwire perfection for Ja. This has been one setup that Zipto has been able to rely on, that double cyber cage plus the trip itself. Fixie also with massive momentum there in mid. Sushi Boy's all alone here, but Zipto, as soon as they get the rifles, they look clean for this round here.
I agree. After seeing that one dash onto market, it felt like that was enough to sort of deter Vera from entering onto B. Because it felt like it was like enough during the pistol round. But after applying a tripwire onto market, it's one of those things where they have to clear that before Vera dashes over there. Or you kind of like want to updraft dash Tailwind somewhere else. And I feel like it's going to be a little bit limited. What are your choices? I feel like everything is going to be out in the open, especially during towards lane. So Zipto, I love the on-the-fly adjustments here.
Yeah, and remember, Ja used to play with the Zipto core back at Kimmy Kitten, so he's the one familiar with the Motive game plan more often than not. As Motive here, though, look to play the pressure towards A again. Bit of a default here. Watching out for mid especially. They knew how convincing the control Fixie had there early on. They stationed Vera to try and play towards top mid. Dangerous game Vera plays, but you know he's good for those kind of shots. Pitch perfect. And with that pixel angle, it's already a kill here for Motive.
Sushi Boys might get extras. Well, no! Riza! Much faster on the trigger. Might be part 2 here, by the way, Emin.
Oh. Barrier mesh is good. It's Stalls heavily, but Bear is the one watching for the contact. Well placed by Motive. Now the rifle on hand with Hot Sauce. He's ready there on the site itself. Wayne coming in from one side, Paranoia lob to the other, and Motive, bit by bit, getting control, but Sip will find the answer anyway. We're down to a 2v2. And Motive Esports, they're gonna get the plant going at the back of the generator. Sipto, they're gonna try and flood through the doorway itself. Styron already with heaven control. Styron wants to go for a flank, but Flaring might need an assistance and fast. Here we go now. Contact made. Styron has to double back as Rizza gets a third kill. It's all up to Styron here all alone. And Rizza comes up huge. A quad for Rizza here, and Sipto able to tie things up.
Started things off literally at garage, B main, and at this point, really great stuff going from Riza. Precise aim from this man. And leading up to a Hunter's Fury on round number 4, or 5, rather.
Yeah, it's looking exciting here, and this is a big reason why Sipto is one of the big dogs of Group A. They came into VCTC through this split alone, and with it, they are looking to hit some heavy hitters straight in the face. Did you get that?
I heard let's go, I think.
Huh?
Yeah.
Whatever the case was, you can feel the confidence for Sipto here.
Yes, agreed. Motive, though, this is the oh, I was about to say this is the test, but it's a bit of a broken by here. A bunch of stingers need to get really up close and personal, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, this guy was so good, and Wayne and Vera close the distance now. Then Motive back on the A site, and Sipto will have to rely on Rizza again and his heroics. Hunter's Fury early on, preventing the plant and then denying the life of Wayne here. Fortune favoring the bold though, and Ja reacts immediately with the spray. There was low enough for Ja to secure the kill. A 2v1, but Sushi Boys can double back for now with the time remaining.
Now 50 seconds on the clock, but take note, Cypher, Ja is still alive. The setups are still practically there. So camera is an option, tripwire is an option. So Sushi Boys has to be careful. Oh,
Sushi Boys, he picked up the operator.
Yeah. Oh.
This is this is an interesting call here, Riku.
Yeah.
The op to defend versus 2. Sushi Boys. So much on the line, but he has a long angle to work with. Here we have it scoped in. Now they know that's that operator into play, and Sipto will use the utility to close the distance here. Rizza coming close. Aldrone even to force Sushi Boys back even more so. Cyber Cage in the way. Now someone can just stick it and defuse it. Rizza will finish it off, and Motive will give up the round just to save the operator.
Yeah, it feels like a 2 birds and 1 stone kind of thing. It makes sense. Knowing and identifying where the last 2 players are, possibly trying to make like a CT defense. But with the tripwires around, it sort of like limits which angle you're about to go for. I think it makes sense, but also maybe a 2 birds and 1 stone. Like, okay, if it doesn't work out, we'll just save the operator for a bit for the next round. But honestly, Ja, what was that reaction?
Man, he got tickled from the side and he immediately shot back. I agree with you. Motive at least with the consolation prize. Sorry, I'm a little disappointed. I thought it could have been a huge clutch there.
True.
But in any case, it's a long game here for Motive. So many rounds to play for, and with Bear with the op again, he's gonna be comfy to peek these angles anyway.
100%. Oh my, what?
Apparently not.
Apparently no, yeah.
From 100 to 0 real quick. Eman beating the rifle, the sniper there at its own game. And not only that, now he has the Annihilation into play here. Things are looking good for Sipto. They have all the setups. Ja as well. He's burying a treasure in the middle. X marks the spot here. Straight onto the entrance of B main, or the exit rather. In any case, Sipto keeping tabs of Motive all across the map here with utility, and they even know more so thanks to Rizza.
Having to remove these utilities one by one is definitely going to be key for Motive to make B a more comfortable point of contention. It is quite just the one left. But once they come in, it's going to be a shock dart for big chip damage.
30 seconds left.
How big?
Like A lot.
Like a lot, like a
I take back
massive.
the chip.
Oh, okay, that was massive. That was massive,
No,
actually.
that was
Four.
huge.
4 players hit by that one. Probably in total around like 70 damage split between
Yeah.
4 of them. 12
Yeah.
seconds left though, and Motive, they need to hurry. Cocoon comes on out, and who's the one wrapped into that? It's Flaring. But
Oh.
Motive, they run out of time, they run out of bodies, and they've run out of chances for this round.
It was the timer that added into the pressure, into Annihilation as well. They had to both move towards the side and try to dodge that. Crazy stuff coming from Zipto. The coordination and the way that they just apply pressure towards Motive is incredibly impressive. Now, you got... So, it's like Christmas with everything all lit up on the side of Motive. But unfortunately, they don't have the economy to sort of back that up. So we'll have to see if they're able to get a pick and maybe convert that into something.
So you're saying it's Christmas with gifts, but without those red envelopes that your
Yeah,
family will give you. So the finances are lacking, but Hatos, he's the one in trouble. Hunter's Fury on the mark. Great spot there, and Ammon gets a big twofer there as
Whoa.
Flaring is still pulsing with the null command. Motive now in position to fight. Ja, though, shutting down the ambition of the Jet. And Ja,
No
of course,
way.
he is a watchtower that Sipto will rely on. Ironclad defense by Sipto again.
They spent almost every single ultimate. There's 3 now immediately gone, and the conversion is non-existent. Zipto did a fantastic job just denying value off of anything. And you know, Vera tried his best to sort of dodge the Hunter's Fury, placed in a very interesting position, but Ja, at the end of the day, really ruined and foiled their plans, and now forced into this timeout for sure.
Yeah, you saw that smile from Ja at the end of that one.
Yeah.
He knows that he shut down a classic Motive play there. And a quick timeout called by Coach Fox here. Also on the coaching staff, apparently Coach Benkai helping out the team every so often. But Motive just lacking on the answers. Sipso will respond with utility with these setups. Ja and Eman have been huge problems throughout this first half so far.
I know, Ja, like, this, you know, again, player to watch for this entire series against Motive. You've got, like, him being positioned onto B or A, just getting a lot of value and making every round very winnable for Zipto.
Riku, I want to be
Yes.
a little OC about something real quick.
Oh,
You see the thing is a bit below Motive and Sipto? I disagree with that. It's Sipto with the Malaysians on the roster. Motive is an I player. I know the regions don't work that way. But it should be
Yeah.
SG Thai versus PHMY. I don't know. It's just getting me the wrong way, given Sipto's roster especially, you know?
I get it. I understand it.
Like I have two of the best tier 2 players from Malaysia in Fixie and Rizza on the Sipto squad. Who have been a big part of Sipto's success even before this Pinoy trio joining the roster itself. Fixie though has the back on the way here, Riku, as Motive putting the pressure on towards Beast, showing a potential flood, but not really forcing the issue there.
Again, at the back of their minds, it's always, oh my gosh, Ja's setups. We gotta clear that out before anything else. And then the next thing you know, there's an additional.
Yeah.
Ooh,
There's no way that's
play
real.
that's been revealed. Yeah. There's no.
There's no way the operator Yoru would never do that unless
Unless
it
that's
was the real.
play. Yeah.
Well, the mind games are there, and Motive again still trying to chip away against the Sipto defense as time is running out. And Joss the one who's willing to dip his nose into that one. Rizzo, collateral damage! Beautiful spray to get a 2 there. It's a 3v2 now, and Sushi Boys on a lone mission with that spike. Wade does have the From the Shadows to reinforce if need be. He's trying to set things up with the smokes, but really, the pressure is on. Watch out, Fixie. He's in position. From the Shadows committed, but Wayne knows this round is over. 10 seconds, no real chance. Sipto will go to 6.
They get to save the operator for the next round as well. No need to use the dimensional drift. This is just a lot of value on the side of Zipto. Really full control on Ascent. Really impressive stuff. And again, it all started with this sort of mid-transit coming from Motive, basically caught off guard, and the collab from Rizza. Again, the multi-frags from this player is incredibly damaging for Motive. And once again, the opposition sort of forced to be a bit on this broken buy, a lot of half shields. They do have one, and so far I think every ultimate has unfortunately not translated into a win of a round.
Yeah, it does feel like Motive, right? They commit their ultimates for those half-buy eco states. Sipto, more often than not with the response. Fixie, though, shoots the turret there down.
Oh dear.
But in any case, he does have the gate crash to back on the way, and Motive will get mid-control a lot faster than the previous round. Here comes pressure, though. Sushi Boys might be known to come from B main. Rizzo wants to look at this one, and there you go, catching Sushi Boys. While he's not ready for that one. Sipto with the first kill. Motive again struggling to make any headway here. And Fixie, he's trained for this mid-angle here, Riku. He's watching Pizza. He wants a slice. Saw the barrel already! And Styron is just a victim to his gun. Now then, Sipto, they're taking names again. Ja, he's the gatekeeper here. He won't let his old teammate in. Flaring's knocking on his door, but Ja says no, he's not gonna answer any kind of solicitation at all.
Oh,
Crouch
no.
force. The grab net's good.
Defender
And
spawn.
Sipto Esports completely in control of these rounds.
The mid control again. Ever since the operator was
30
picked up by
seconds left.
Fixie, the dynamic completely changed. You place Ja on around Pizza on mid, and then you have market practically open and have this a bit of a lower angle for Fixie to watch out for. And then there's this bit of like cover fire that's happening where both of these players are incredibly reliable at what they do. And at this point, it feels like Zipto, how do you solve that mid pressure that Zipto is applying constantly? You've got Rizza with the multi-frags as well, having these very creative angles to catch these players off guard.
I mean, at this point, it does feel like more so the answer is get to that second half already. This defense from Sipto Esports has just been utter perfection from round 3 onwards. This has been a 7-round streak here, Riku, by Sipto. And if you notice, this is the second time Motive is calling a timeout. They're burning both their timeouts just in the first half alone here.
And that's definitely, you know, quite alarming, because it feels like, okay, maybe the first time out is definitely not enough. And you can really see from you know, the intensity of like these facial expressions. You know, it's really a really intense map number 1 for Motive. And again, when you look at this team, look at their track record at VCT SEA, of course there's going to be a lot of pressure on the line to perform as consistent as they could. But Split 3 so far has not been Motive split.
Yeah, it's been a lot, many new faces on top of things right now. I look at the standings here. You know, Nao's on top, sure, but Sipto has been a worthy contender here in Group A. NKT making waves in Group B as well. Just goes to show anything can happen really in the last week of VCTC's group stage. These teams are trying to make their way into the playoffs as Motive are looking to make their way into this A side. Pressure on again. Hot Sauce. He's overrun here. Motive Esports. This is what they've been looking for. A quick execute into A. Fragment, sure. Gonna get lobbed towards the back of Dice. But eventually Motive, they get the plant down. And they're getting the distance close as well. 5v2. Just the only one who's gotten a kill so far here for Sipto. You're up F sure. Rizza trying to reinforce, but it's too little, too late. All left to the Sova here. Gets the intel, but Motive get the kills anyway. 3-7 now as Motive finally break that streak.
Broken by as well. Bunch of stingers in the hands of Motive. Impressive execution there onto A. Does feel like they're very comfortable, or they wanted to do what they basically when they had all ultimates. It's basically what they wanted to do earlier, but this is definitely a much cleaner execution. As we take a look at a bit of a tech pause here.
Yeah, quick little tech pause. Hopefully everything's fine and dandy for these two rosters, but all in all, this has been an incredible showing from Sipto Esports. They understand so well how to play this Cypher Lock together. Fixie has just gotten away with criminal intentions towards mid multiple times. Rizza has had an incredible game as well. And this is a team that we were hyping up coming into this whole group stage, yes. But they're looking to do what needs to be done to make it to the playoffs. They have 0 circuit points with their lack of presence in Split 1 and Split 2. They need to be that top seed within Group A just to guarantee themselves a slot into the playoffs itself. And that means it means they have to beat Motive, and it means they'll have to beat Naos if ever that arises in their next matchup. Such a tough ask for a squad in Sipto, but so far, so good in the first half of the first map.
Yeah, honestly, their entry here on Split 3 really, spiced up the competition. And they definitely need an almost perfect run to be able to qualify for that playoffs. For Zipto, they look really strong, look really impressive. And for Motive, on the other hand, as we see the timer go down already, we're about to proceed with the game. Looking at the ultimates, Dimensional Drift and Hunter's Fury available for this round. Let's see if A will still be the point of contention for Motive as they've received success through that.
Yeah, I mean, Motive has done a good job playing at the A site. They get two angles of attack. One closer to the right side of Dice, one closer to Generator. They also get the flank towards the Cubby itself. That could be the go signal for Motive yet again. But the flood towards mid from the B-Link side this time. They tried to clear out mid here with all this utility and more. Flaring breaking the tripwire, but as soon as that happens, now Motive will slow things down and look to find the pick elsewhere.
A has, again, been quite successful for Motive here. All they need to do is try their best to clear 2 layers, a tripwire, and Emin by the door.
Well, out this here, you hear it coming. Emin, though, ready and steady. Already, Riza! He's in position as well! And that whole garden is just gonna be a death sentence for Motive Esports. No escape at all. You got bullets, you got lightning, you got no chance to survive at all. And with Sushi Boys trying to still hold the angle, the rest of Motive just waiting to see if Sipto will overextend. But this is already great for the defense. The lockdown will force the issue. Seems like the Annihilation doesn't get anything, and Emin exposes himself to use that ultimate. Wayne will collect.
Looks like From the Shadows will be forced out to make sure to dodge and remain in hell.
Oh, hot sauce. He wanted to fight, but Wayne was steady for that one. Now and then, Dimensional Drift, Fixie, just the backstab. Absolutely important in this one. Straight clutch there from Fixie. He was ready to fight back against them. And it's Sipto going to 8.
Zipto, it feels like they only have to see the strategy one time during that execute, and after that they can adjust on the fly. It all started here with a Hunter's Fury, really foiled the plans of this execute, and Emin playing off of that Hunter's Fury. Nice dodge on that lockdown with using that From the Shadows, but it did buy a bit of time for them to be stuck in the middle and not search for cover. Therefore, it gives an angle for Fixie to basically save that round alongside Jack.
Yeah, that seems to be the problem of Motive in this first half. Getting stuck, getting stopped. It's Sipto instead, who can maneuver the battlefield well.
Oh.
And now into the corner. It's tough here for Motive. They're just getting corralled, and Fixie's not done! The damage he did in the round a while ago, he's continuing here! It's utter annihilation here by the hands of Fixie and the rest of Sipto, and the end of the first half, 9-3. The defense looking absolutely incredible there.
That was fantastic. They were, Motive was so rattled by that.
The defense, but given the form Sipto's had here, it just seems like this could be pretty clear-cut if they get this pistol and more. Fixie and Riza having an incredible game so far here. 15 for the Yoru, especially after those last 2 rounds at Riku. Sushi Boys, waiting to smoke though. He wants to go for the fight perhaps. Sipto crawling already through the catwalk and more. Fixie's barrel seen. Sushi Boys backs away from that contact, and pressure is on towards A, but a mere distraction as the spike is towards the B site instead.
Unless they're still trying to get a pick before anything else, so maybe with 60 seconds on the clock, they still have a lot of time. But as you can see, Motive going back to B, which might spot out this cross. Actually, no. Move silently. They hear the bullets. They know where it's at.
Yeah, they know that Sipto has mid under their control. The Baron Mesh will confirm that too. But this is a huge match for Shishu Boys. Emin was watching, but it's not good enough. Riza instead will get the trade going. And Sipto looking to make their way into A again. Nice shots from Wayne though. Paranoia over onto the corner. This could be close enough for Hotsas to work with. Flaring though in position. They saw the omen, but they couldn't see the KO. And now Motive in control. Jaws all alone against his former team. It's familiar faces all around Ja in this one. In this case, it's gonna be a straight up fight. Tags Vera with the dart. Does he know that Flaring and Styron are there on the other side? A happy reunion for Ja. Motive's the one that's smiling here as Motive get the 4.
Really amazing start by Motive there. It is definitely going to help them, build up momentum that they couldn't build up in the first half. As we take a look at the replay, again, the flank coming from Motive, the part where they identify that perhaps it's not going to be an A hit. Let's, retrace our steps, go back to mid, and they are definitely rewarded for that as Sushi Boys and Wayne and Flaring are able to sort of rattle them on mid.
Yeah, Motive Esports. Solid start on their defense. We talked about how the composition, all about those fundamentals really on the map of Ascent. Knife there from Flaring, broken. Here by Sipto. Grab net. To prime it. And even catch Wayne in the act. No escape for the hop and Mr. Wayne. As Sipto will get a double and make their way onto this A site.
Able to pick up some guns as well. Ghost upgrade! Fixie though spots out Vera. But still has the Bulldog in his hands as the spike now planted down. Everybody's gonna come from heaven and all eyes on that angle.
Yeah, that's a big trade there by Fixie. The Outlaw on the floor. Less pressure here for Sipto now. And Fixie still holding the close angles, waiting to see anyone drop his way. Does get candled by a massive dart there from Styron. Can Motive work with it? Apparently, yes. Sushi Boys crawling to the corner. He's made his way to catch out Fixie. Gets another one versus Emin. It's 2v2 now. These Bulldogs are doing good, but Josh, the one standing here on the other side, tries to line up the shot, but can't connect. Styron looking to get halfway onto this one. Looking to stick it all the way. Ja will peek. Can't line up the shot. Styron again. Pressure's on, and Styron gets the kill. Isn't enough time, though. Apparently not. Sipto with the thrifty.
What a crazy thrifty round. It all started with the initial frags. -2 melee. Blows the side wide open. Then the last two gonna come from heaven. Emin again with this amazing Gravnet play. Just really catching the rest of Motive Esports. Guard Sushi tried his best, but of course it all boiled down to this big 1v1. 30 HP for Ja. And really played for time. And, did the mind games as much as possible. And now, Zipto at double digits.
Yeah, big win here for Sipto. Heavy control on the economy. The gun disparity. Massive here. And Motive will just risk it for the biscuit. Send out those classics and look to find the overrun. But look who's watching. It's Emin and Ja. Emin already finding Vera early on. And Sipto, they can play the default very easily here. Hold the angles, watch Motive come their way, and with that pick, that's already a good sign here for Sipto.
Yeah, they know that they have this big advantage, so they can just play their time a bit further, get more picks to make the round even extra comfortable. We'll have to see, though. There is a turret by B.
Over there.
It was retracted, though, so there's no utility to spot out this B hit.
Gate crash already passing on by. Seems like Sipto wants to play for this B site especially. And this is very clear cut for Sipto. I also want to point out that this is the first time we've really seen Sipto play a composition like this, I believe. They've been running the classic comp for so long on this map.
left.
They made the adjustment here in the last week of the group stage. And they're doing wonders with it. B is free. They already got the kill there. And onto the site here for Sipto. Should be an easy plant for them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No one is close to even interrupt that or have the weaponry to do so. Zipto, again, close to match point. Does feel like they're going to be taking this first map for themselves if, this momentum continues.
Yeah, if Motive doesn't win this next round, that might just be the end of this first map.
One enemy.
And that's gonna be the trend for the day. You pick the first map, you lose it, and then the second map happens. It's gonna be so tough for Motive Esports if that's gonna be the case. Looking at the ultimates though, it could be huge here for Sipto. A double kill for Rizza, a double kill for Eman. That would mean those ultimates key in those clutch moments would be online. And Motive, they're gonna try to make the funnel happen here, Riku. Wine held here by Wayne, and Sipto's already wary for it early on. Does he have the lineup?
Oh,
Follow the dart, please.
follow the... there.
He has the lineup. He knows. He knows.
Wow. Okay, wine checked. Wine checked.
Wine checked,
Now they're
wine
aware. It's like I'm in the game.
Yeah. The comms will be, come on, break the dart. Why don't you?
Oh, another dart. It's gone. Well,
Yeah.
this is going to be very difficult for Motive. Looks like their attempts to be, catching them by surprise is being foiled and exposed.
Vera difficult. It's very
Ooh.
easy for Vera instead. Fixie, a prime target. And the operator now exposed, but it already gets the job done early on. Sipto will just not contest the jet for now. They look to play towards B instead. The scan onto the Killjoy, but do they know that the Silva's also
30 seconds
nearby?
left.
Styron playing at the boathouse could be the linchpin here for Motive. Now they expose Styron there. The
you know.
operator from the side of
Spike
Motive
down.
making some noise too, but Styron gets rid of Emma.
Oh.
Riz is trapped here, cornered like a rat, and eradicated as such. Ja all alone now. But in this case, the corner left unchecked. All of Motive get on the board, and you can feel the heartbeat of Motive still kicking here.
I love how unflinching, unmoving Motive was in that round. They were going to be dedicated to their assigned posts. They will not move. And then it basically, Vera was able to get a pick of his own,
enemy.
practically sandwiched once they arrived onto B. And again, no trades whatsoever happened, and therefore Motive is rewarded. I feel like Vera's operator pickup over here on the second half is going to be incredibly important. Okay, round 2 on the wine blender.
Do we go for it again? Do we get it checked though? That's the real question.
No,
Might not be.
there's-
Yeah, Riz is on the other side. You mentioned it there, Riku. And now the grab nade, that's the big call. Eman with the catch, hot sauce as well. And Sipto and Motive, they just butted heads there, and it's Sipto who's ahead.
Apparently no need for the wine check when the grab net is going to be enough coming from Eman.
Sound sensor up.
Looks like it is going to be Motive still going to be remaining on their posts. They don't want to overcook it themselves. Riza
I know
still
exactly where you
remaining and will be exposed. Rather, Motive will be as Sushi Boy is forced to run away as location is exposed.
Yeah. And that's begs the question, right? Is this going to be the big flood here from Sipto? Riza trying to
Whoa.
at least get that attention going. Riza falls, Sushi wins that one, but the rest of Sipto still towards that A side. Looking at Vera though, he's caught in the crossfire. Everyone from Sipto looking at him straight in the eye. Yeah, 3v2 now as we go to potential post plant. Spike still drop.
seconds
There we
left.
go. Oh, Hot Sauce had the angle, but Styron maneuvers
Whoa.
away. Just the one. Joe, what was that? There's no way. There's no way. Check the tapes and Sipto get to map point.
Match point.
What was that? It was killer instinct in the flesh. He just knew.
Uh-huh.
He had complete instincts online. Crazy stuff. I want to see that again for sure.
Seconds left. One enemy remaining.
Look at him. Look at him go.
Wow.
No
Oh.
reaction. It's just textbook for the man.
It is. It is. Just another day at the office for
well.
Mr. Ja.
There, Mr. Ja. Well, we'll see if that's gonna be enough to clock out on this map. Here we have it. Annihilation into play. A 1-for-1-2 as Fixie right now has the Dimension Drift now already. He's trying to move in the market. Sipto just calling for the deathmatch here and now. That Vera wants to fight back too. Hunter's Fury gonna be the call. The Blade Storm with response here from the side of Motive. And Vera's knives looking sharp. Eman's gone. It's a 3K for Vera so far. And on the site, it's Sipto here in position, but there's a big problem here, Riku. The spike is not in their hands at all. They're gonna need to fight for it. Vera spotted! But Hot Sauce, a different
the
plan
shadows.
here. From the shadows, no one's in the way now.
Last
Riza
player
versus Wayne. Wayne gets a
dear.
big kill. Paranoia also connects. Hot Sauce panic as the blindness sets in. And it's Vera who's crystal clear ahead of the competition. Motive here with 6.
It does feel like when it comes to B, Motive Esports has a much, stalwart defense in comparison to the A-hole that we're seeing a couple of times in a row. And so far, so good for Motive, at least onto B. It's just that once Zipto decides to laser focus, with Eman with his gravnet plays to stall out this, initial contact by both, what do you call this, both Wayne and Flaring. That's when it gets really, really dicey, and I think he's gonna do it again.
Yeah, well, we've seen Eman succeed with this gravnet multiple times here towards A main. Motive have had enough and will relent. Instead, it's Cubby contested. The flash is good, and Flaring will deliver. Wayne alongside him. The standouts really for Motive right now, doing what they can. As Pixie plays into the smoke. It's a pretty clear cut round here for Motive Esports. They have the guns versus the pistols. Spikes planted, a bit of extra money here for Zipto, but so far so good. Motive doing all they can to keep the map going. Wait a minute, hot sauce! Opening our eyes to a possibility with 3 HP. All he can do is smile. It's Motive now to 7.
Those were pretty killer shots there from Hot Sauce. But yeah, it was a bit of an econ for the side of Zipto.
Nice,
They do have
but
a
nice
significant
enough to
amount of
die.
lead, but that's
Let's
slowly
really get
closing
out
in, coming from Motive, especially if they're able to snowball these ultimates on the board. Check out the replay. I see the gray screen. That could be a timeout
Last
for
player
Zipto, but
standing.
we'll have to see after this replay goes back. Boom. It's always fascinating to watch.
Why is it just one boom? Shouldn't it be like boom, boom?
Boom, boom.
Uh,
True. Next time.
remember, guys, Riku is the best sound effects caster in the business.
I am
Yeah.
a walking, what's it
Soundboard.
called? Soundboard.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am.
You can have your two casters. You just put Riku in to make sound effects. That's the tricast right there.
True. I got that covered, indeed.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anyway, though, Coach GCL, I believe of Zipto, calling for the timeout, just trying to wrap things up, and things are looking very good for Zipto, right? They are gonna have the guns coming into this one. You can see what they want to do on the attacking side. They're catching many players with the utility, but I do feel like that last round was a good response from Motive. Not force these fights. Just wait for Zipto to burn out things like the Gravnet as soon as possible before they get really caught in a fight that they didn't want to take.
exactly. I think Motive has been well adjusted to that Eman play on A main. They kind of retract and play a bit further back, rotate towards Catwalk as an option. But I think this is a configuration that I think Zipto has not used as much during the second half. Dimensional Drift is definitely going to spice things up a little bit here.
Yeah, it's really the attacking side. We're looking at Zipto if they can perform, given how new they are to the comp here. Pixie, though. Yeah, there's just no way. Vera catches him. The lockdown also making it so tough. And he's just a Trojan horse sent in, but no one really coming out of the woodworks there. As Zipto now, they're lacking that duelist to play into the B side. Eyes on Rizza to try and make this happen. Vera had the angle. Sushi boys, though. Rizza's not gonna fall for it this time. Clears out Sushi within the corner. This is huge for Zipto because they can make their way into that B side. The dart, though, might expose Wayne, and he has to cancel from the shadows as Zipto will get the post plan.
Let's see if anybody's going to be playing far back outside of the site itself. Will that be Riza, or will all of them play on the site? Ultimate-wise, there is that null command that Flaring could utilize and basically entrap them in that single area. So I think that's one thing that Zipto has to watch out for.
Yeah, he's ready to force the fight here and now. Early suppressed onto 2. Double onto Boathouse. The hole's there, but Zipto, they have the guns! And they're ready to shoot anyone down! This has been Zipto's claim, and Styro's the only one looking to knock them down. A 1v2 ahead of him. Jaw there in position! And absolutely poetic.
Be a point of contention for Motive later on. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the spectrum, basically you have a second life. You've got, denying of trades once that resurrection is on board for Wayne to utilize, and of course, once Vera is able to pick up an operator later on as well. It's a really, nice way of having that big second chance. To reinitiate, or maybe -2 the opposite side.
I mean, we've seen the SG squads play the battle stage before, even in the T1 scene,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's just in their blood. And that's the thing, Motive are the ones shifting away from the double controller. Before this, I believe when they faced off against Fancy, they were playing Omen and the Viper together. Now it's that stage for Wayne. I would love to see his fragging potential, given that he's on a different agent route rather than the smokes. But Sipto will lead the assault first. And on a map they've been successful on, you know that they're confident coming into this one. Fixie here, trying to dip his toes, trying to see what's going on. The smoke's in the way. The Viper flaring does get back, and that's enough for Sipto for now.
Here's the far lurk coming from Ja over to A, but Styron is not going to budge at all. The check. The peek from Vera though. But Emin wins that one.
Yeah, Emin actually getting the pick there, and with it, Sipto. Not only did they draw attention towards B, but look at Ja already lurking heavily into that A side. A fight against Styron. He wins that one. Sipto, they have control here on A. Ja even recalling the turrets, looking to set it up for a potential post plant. All in all, this is clear for Sipto, a potential hit here.
There's still the concave available. Ja has an angle. Oh, takes down Emin.
Yeah, because Sushi Boys was busy with Emin, but Wayne here from up top, this is what we're talking about. Now he can focus on the kills, and a double for Wayne is looking good, but could have been clear cut here for Sipto, now being turned around by Motive heavily. It's a 1v1, and it's Fixie versus Flaring. The Sheriff on one side, the Ghost on the other. The wall is up. Fixie, though, drop it down, and Flaring hits the headshots! What a moment there for Motive, and Flaring will deliver the pistol round for them.
What a pistol round. It did feel like that was going there. You know, Motive was playing into the hands of Zipto after that rotation where Ja is able to get, you know, that frag open, the site wide open. But the problem is, I feel like the rotation came in a little bit too late. They were able to go up on Heaven and have a better angle on everything else, and just basically the rest is history.
Yeah, what a last duel there.
Yeah.
It felt very gunslinger, but the one who hits the head is the one who'll make them dead. Flaring there, very sharp Motive with a much needed pistol win here at the start of the game. And Sushi Boys even catching out Ja. Now Motive is aware of what Sipto wants to do here. Sipto, they're going to flood into B as slowly or as quietly as they can. They try to fight Flaring. They get the kill. Courtesy of Hot Sauce. Fixie also on the board, but that's all Motive will, or Sipto rather, will get, as Motive will get the second round.
Able to get two as a casualty, at least, to make it a bit expensive for Motive Esports, but nonetheless, Spike planted for as a consolation. Extra money for the next round. Resurrection is online already for Wayne, by the way, so that's gonna be very, very important coming into round number 3. Basically deny, you know, first blood or any of that sort, and have a numbers advantage later on if they are aiming for that, because Flaring does have that Phantom in his hand.
Yeah, that's huge. They can even send out Vera early on alongside Wayne. They get a kill, they get a trade, bring Vera back to life. Motive, a chance here to win out this bonus if they play things right, but Flaring falling early on is not in the queue cards. Not only with the Viper falling this far off, right? It's tough to get the res going. A 4v4, another ultimate actually available. Sipto with Emin building up that Reckoning as quickly as can be. And we've seen this from Emin many games here on Icebox. He gets a Reckoning by round 3, round 4. Allows now Sipto to play on that B site.
Okay, curtain's about to fall. Fixie decides to retract over onto yellow. But then there's a lot of layers for Motive to peel to actually get line of sight of anybody.
Yeah, it's like an onion. And you know, onions, they have layers. As Vera and Sushi Boys on the board. It's a 2 for 2 right now. There's still a big flank here, courtesy of Styron as well. But Rizza is keeping tabs of that angle. Now then, time ticking. Rizza looks away. Styron hits the warning shot, sure, but it's not good enough to get the kill. Now Rizza punishing him. And as Rizza, even with a second there, great sharpshooting from Rizza to put Sipto on the board.
Able to at least get the third round for their bonus in their pockets. It felt a little dicey. I feel like if Siren was able to land that initial shot for that flank setup, it would have been a totally different story. Maybe a 3-0 start for Motive, but Zipto very quick on their toes, and Rizza most especially. As we take a look at the operator, we talked about this. Resurrection saved, but positioning-wise, it is actually going to be the Sova, or rather Styron and Wayne together on A.
Standing ahead.
We've seen Flaring. He shut down towards his B site. They do want to get the catch with the operator, but Rizza's Owl Drone Already showing the hand of Motive early on. This does make Zipto wary of that B side here, Riku. They're thinking about that A instead. You can see that Fixie's also watching for the angle there. Trying to keep tabs of Styron especially. All in all, no big decision here by Zipto as of yet, trying to find the pick, as Motive are the ones rotating that operator towards the A side.
Yeah, as soon as they rotate, the operator moves along as well. So this is going to be a bit of a tough situation, especially if they don't have Rizza in their hands. Unless he gets a pick, then they move to A. B, sorry.
Oh, Fixie's repeat though, read like a book by Styron. And even Styron now getting the heal from Wayne. The fight itself erased from the history of Motive. Styron's looking healthy there. And Motive Esports, a stellar hold onto that A side, that wall as well, giving the stage a better angle to work with.
30 seconds
Riz's
left.
lurk is the win. The only saving grace here for Zipto right now. And they're making their way into B itself. The screen's still up. They go for the cove. Flaring will respect it and back away from now. They'll play the retake instead. But never mind. Sushi Boy's actually with the angle to catch out them. And this is huge for Motive because they can just go on defensive here. Now then, waiting to catch. Still no jaws around. The operators to the floor. But that's all Zipto will get there. Motive will pick that one up and pick up another round along the way.
Motive matching the rotation of Zipto is very impressive. Having to move around this operator threat because Zipto badly wanted to avoid, Vera's presence, but in the end, it was basically followed wherever they went. They couldn't clear out -1. They couldn't clear out flaring that was really stationed onto B, and it made things like much more, harder for them to secure that site, especially without the reckoning. So Motive. This is a lead that they're happy to take. The fact that they didn't even need the resurrection in the succeeding rounds is a big bonus for Motive.
Yeah, it's just in their belt right now if need be. Motive, we said it a while ago, they understand how the layers of these walls work. And they play their timings towards B retakes, even preventing the plant itself from happening to such a good angle. The cove comes on out. Fixie here again, flying high. Gets the angle off the Sushi Boys this time. And even up close versus Wayne. Hunter's Fury pressures on. But Fixie uses that to get one through. Just runs into the second beam though. And as Styron confirms the kill, it's left to Jaw right now to try and pick up the pieces. But it's a tough ask. A Sheriff in his hands. Vera watching the angle as well. No real cover for Jaw to work with here. Has some time, sure. But in the end, Jaw's just gonna back away for now. Try to reset the angle at the very least. You gotta like what Vera's doing though. Over onto Snowman. Look for the hold. Over onto backside especially. A stinger picked up. Jaw. He's moving away from B right now. But Styron might be a step ahead here.
Dear.
He wants to
30
catch him
seconds
in
left.
the rotation. The gun's gonna get dropped and peekaboo. Styron's there to welcome you. Motive to 4.
And you get to see Fixie sort of try to play out of his mind there with that entry. But amongst all of that from happening, it was that Hunter's Fury that really made things very difficult for the rest of Zipto to follow up this entry done by Fixie. Everything else was basically traded indirectly, and Fixie eventually fell in battle. And then Ja pretty much left alone to his own devices there in a 1v2 situation. Timeout now forced over here by Zipto. Let's see, because honestly, despite the Harbor and the Viper working together to sort of, create this onion, it feels like it's almost like peeled immediately.
Yeah, they have... What do you need to cut onions without crying? There's something.
Oh, I did a bunch of research.
Give it.
So what I did is that I wet the knife and then I cut the onion.
Ah.
And then you can wet tissues and put it next to the onion, because apparently, for some reason, onions are programmed to go to the nearest source of water. Like the chemicals.
You're so
And that
prepared for this
really-
one. I'm glad you did your...
If that fails, resurrect happens.
them no
2
escape.
players defend the body, get a pick, bait the resurrection animation.
Revealing area.
That's my prediction.
You guys heard all of that. Coach Riku said so. So Motive's gonna do it. It's gonna happen. Here we have it. 3, 2,
2,
1.
1. Doosh.
Just the peak. As soon as the peak happens, that's the one.
As soon as it happens, yeah.
I'll give you your moment here. But
Thank you.
all in all, Motive did play the advanced operator here for the Jet, just because they can go for the res if ever. They can take that space back. But Ja and Vera, they just don't know that either are that close to one another. And I feel like Siptos might be the one who's in trouble if they do force the issue towards that A site. Motive, on the other hand, they're watching mid with Sushi Boys as well. Really, the action towards mid right now. And Riz is gonna back away. The alarm bot, the poison cloud, it will dissuade Sipto here. And this could be the problem unless Rizza again. The lineup god. Where does this go this time? Towards mid.
Yeah. Sorry, the energy roll. Where is this gonna go?
It's a very strange shot. Hey, the reckoning into play.
Yeah.
The lurk though. Watch
Here we
out
go.
here for Riku as Ja still
30
watching.
seconds
Ja and Vera don't see each other
There's
somehow.
There's no way this is happening.
How do they not collide paths? I don't understand. But Sipto, they're here at B. Eventually though, I think Ja sees him. Ja sees him and Ja
There it is.
catching Vera. There's no way that happens there. Sipto with the advantage. Spike though not planted as of yet. It's a bit of struggles
seconds.
here for Sipto. Wayne's the one who could actually
10
throw a wrench
seconds
in their
left.
plans here, Riku. And
Wayne?
Wayne right now through the smoke. Here we go! Still with
enemy
heaven control.
remaining.
Wayne gets a massive double. Spike planted. Everything left to Ja here in the 1v2. But
There's
here we
no
have
way.
it. The wall. There's just the slow orb. Unfortunate for Ja.
Wow. I can't believe how that round played out. Like, there was so many things happening. It was what, Vera and Ja just not seeing each other, having like a Kimi no Na wa moment at A.
I saw the music play
Yeah.
when Ja was on the rope and Vera was walking.
Oh my word. And then 10 seconds on the clock, so you're kind of sort of forced to plan out of position, and then Wayne played that perfectly well. And then is rewarded with another win. Motive has perfect momentum so far in the first half.
Oh, there you go. Vera's been waiting for this moment. And Motive Esports feeling extra motivated against Sipto right now on their opponent's map pick. Still have to respect the history of Motive. They were demons of this map with the composition Sipto's playing back in Split 2. And with Vera trying to find more angles with the operator. Fixie here, read like a book. Sushi
No
Boy's
time.
actually getting to catch on to him.
Enemy
Right now, picking
remaining.
up a 5v2.
Whoa.
Clean sweep looking very possible here from Motive. And they brought out the brooms to bring out the flawless. 6-1 now.
I feel like that wall coming from Wayne at some of these particular moments just really funnel certain angles into one position, and it really ruins the flow of Zipto's execution here. And just as you said, Vera has been waiting for that moment, able to dash out after that frag, and again, these utility being placed at the most opportune moments, and everybody's just taking full advantage of the information that they have. Zipto, you know, having a bit of a, you know, struggle here on the first half.
They're looking for answers, and they just can't find them at all. Ja taking nest control yet again. Motive have been aware of Ja's intentions so far, but Hot Sauce actually on the lurk. A big kill onto Flaring. And yet again, it's the same problem. You don't want to send Wayne out that far off just to use that res. Means no tuck screen available for Motive on this A site at all. The owl drone to send to get that intel. Styron exposed early here by Maze. Has to back away past forward set. Fixie instead. The updraft now, the dash on in. Josh good for the one away with the trade. And actually Wayne now using the res to bring Styron back to life. Wayne's not done. The combat medic is doing it all! Medicine on one hand, absolute annihilation on the other. And you can say, call an ambulance, but not for Wayne. Wayne gets the ace, and Motive go to 7.
Wayne just literally uses Resurrection in that round very far early, and then gets an ace. Basically halfway there for another Resurrect back to back to back. Zipto, again, most likely scratching their heads here, made the A. They even got first blood in that round by eliminating Flaring, and yet a 4v5 advantage is still not enough to secure that round. Again, that Resurrect really making things very difficult for Zipto. And now they're in a bit of a broken bye. 2 Stingers and a bunch of Sheriffs in their hands.
Master Wayne doing all he can on the stage, and he's not done! Making a 6 kill streak, why don't you? You added from the previous round. As Motive Esports are just utterly confident on this defense. Sipto runs into that one straight on through. And they die as easily as well. Vera, though, falls to the hand of Hot Sauce. The operator still in the hands of Wayne here. Spike will be planted, but this is a whole crowd looking at Hot Sauce. It's one mosh pit that Hot Sauce doesn't want to be part of there. Party's over. Motive are the ones turning on the lights.
Motive, it's so nice to see them, sort of pick themselves up after that Ascent performance. Looking at them on, what, a 7-round win streak for themselves. Lockdown available. Resurrection one-off just to eat an orb or a frag. And now Operator transferred to Vera with the knives. It's really, at this point, there is a surplus of ultimates happening in Motive, and now it begs the question, how can Zipto add extra pressure to bait these all out? Because if Motive is winning without even using some of these ults, then there's definitely a glaring problem with the first half of, of Icebox.
Hey, remember what we said about the res? They don't need it.
They don't need it.
They don't need it. And now they have everything. And they still don't need it.
Complete opposite of what we saw in Ascent for sure.
Yeah. It's been a huge performance for Motive so far on this defense. But Sipso, not out of this one as of yet. Still a few more rounds here in the first half. Potential to get up to 4 if they can rally here. But he said it a while ago, the streak from Motive just looking quite insurmountable so far. In Motive Esports, they've kept Vera on that operator as soon as they can get it online. It's been such a cornerstone of the plans. Vera himself just watching these long angles and locking them down for the defense. Time ticking on away. Zipso getting closer and closer now towards B. But Vera, he misses a shot. He does have the blades on hand. Already triggering the ultimate. Stowed away at a moment's notice. The blade is beautiful! And again, the dance led by Vera as he brings 2 to the grave with him. Zipto make their way into B, but the damage done by Motive already.
Oh my word! He was so defending that, and then Styron comes in with Hunter's Fury, destroys 2, prevents the spike from happening. Now it's Ja all alone.
Just damage insurmountable. 2 deadly here from Motive. And at this rate, we might get that decider here. The form from Motive, it's just looking so strong, Riku. 7 in a row so far here for Motive Esports. And it all started with the blades, the Hunter's Fury as well. I think really Motive are tracking Sipto so well. They know the angles that Sipto can take with the double wall. And they know exactly where to throw that utility because of it.
Exactly. It feels like this, double controller with the Harbor and the Viper. They've been denying value. Oh, Vera, able to escape. Doesn't need to use the Tailwind just yet. Might reposition to yellow.
You should run.
Flaring, no. Already catching out Rizza. Vera still unable to hit the shots, but Flaring's the ones delivering the kills instead. With Lockdown, it gives some space for Sipto to work with. But you only have 2 rifles in tow here. They get to detain onto Wayne, I believe. The spikes can get planted, sure, but Motive still spamming through the high tide there. Spike now, confirm. It's post-plant here, and Styron looking to check the corners as much as possible. Does he expect Ja to come his way? Apparently not. Ja's good for the 1, but Vera will trade in kind. It's 3v2. Lockdown's there. Edmund fighting. Boots to the ground, sure. But Hot Sauce will have to respect the ultimate as he's the only one standing. Toxic Screen up. Rezdo to bring Styron back to the fight. They don't even need it here because Wayne delivers the final blow. And Motive Esports, just a commanding first half to reckon with. 10-1 right now.
It does feel like no matter which player stationed onto B,
in the half.
I mean, especially Vera, I think he's doing a fantastic job slowing down the execute whenever he's just, the lone player assigned in that site. And it's enough for the rest transition over at B, and it just really ruins any sort of post-plant shenanigans that Zipto wants to do. And it has been quite the trend. Either you can't get the plant onto A, or you get the plant, but there's no post-plant on B.
Get out of my way.
You expect a team like Sipso to have a chance to play into the post itself. Motive always gets in the way of that one. Now a bit of speed here from
Wait a
Fixie,
minute.
turning it all around onto Vera especially, but Wayne again, still a constant here for Motive Esports. Viper Spit can be online towards the backside, the Snake Bite's gonna be there. But they do get the spike planted. Finally, Sipto Esports a chance to play the post. Jaw catching flaring, but Wayne again with the response. Wayne has just been on fire in this half. 21 kills. That's gonna be the end of his rampage here, as Sipto will get a second round before they move on to their
Switching
defense.
sides.
Motive very happy about their performance for sure after, you know, what we saw on Ascent. This looks so completely different, but of course last round you get to see Fixie sort of have his, you know, a couple of jet moments of his own, but it gets shut down by Wayne.
Of commanding on the defense. Now they move on to the attacking side. Sipto, they have a lot of work to do here, Riku.
Yeah, absolutely. Full rounds to sort of catch up. Looks like it's going to be a mid approach, possibly transitioning towards BS. They actually back off and is happy about the chip damage that they've done to Emin. Sushi Boy is moving a bit far forward here, unable to spot a single soul just yet. Investing on this Sheriff. Let's see if that's going to pay off.
Yeah, but with this formation, there's a lot of pressure on Ja himself to deliver. Sipto banking on a potential flank once we get into post plant, if need be. And you gotta wonder, does Ja just give it up or play for that backside itself? Seems like it's the latter. Moving his way closer to the box here. The dart comes on through. Ja and spotted as again. Nanoswarm as well. No one knows the Killjoy is going to be around. Emma's the one calling the attention. And Ja here striking with Iron's Hot. It's a 2 for 2 though. And Sipto, they give up the flank. They look to hold alongside Rizza instead. Spike to be planted here by Motive.
Light planted.
Yeah, it's going to be coming from the same direction. They definitely need to clear, you know, that stage wall out of the way. But hearing how many people are shooting, they have a pretty rough idea where most of the attack is going to be coming from.
Oh, and the angle from Wayne is just utter perfection. Plays on top of 410. And the bun on the head of Fixie is just going to get cut like that. Styron as well, catching Sipto off guard. Motive, the maneuvers, the movements. There's just no way Sipto couldn't see them coming there.
The micro decision making of Motive in these split-second decisions is very, very impressive. You got to see Wayne, you see them breaking the wall. You know what? I'm going to get the high ground. Styron, they came from here. I'm going to circle around back. Surely they have made their way right at backside. So Motive, impressive stuff. Forced to buy here. Zipto, bunch of half shields. I'm still trying to make a decision. But as you can see, Motive wants to end it here right now.
I mean,
Standing ahead.
they have a big chance to do so, and Sipto, they know the moment is now. They're gonna go for the force buy here. Ammon this early on, taking a bit of damage already. I think he fell down from something, I believe.
Yeah.
But in any case, 4 stingers, single Marshall, Fixie already gone in the blink of an eye. Sipto, this is a similar collapse that we've seen from them against Team Secret Academy. What used to be one of their most successful maps in this splits. It's just not panning out now at the latter half of the group stage. It's Motive all across the board again. Spike's already planted here, and it's only Rizza really to make an impact on the site for now.
Standing
He's
ahead.
just trying to crack through one of the blocks here. Even a dart into play, but this is just so tough, and Wayne is just able to outgun him. Who's next to the plate? Hot Sauce. He's good for the 1. He's good for the 2. This is could be a moment here made by Hot Sauce, sure. But Vera and Flaring, they're the ones with the better guns. Not only that, a crossfire potentially in their favor. Vera already peeks on through, and it's Motive here on map points.
Match point.
12-2 so far, and that could be a 13-2 in this round. Motive, let's take a look at that replay. Again, there's just a little bit of a large opening onto pipes there with that wall from the harbor. So it's one of those things where you wanted to make use of that advantage, but I do feel like Motive was ready for that. Now, potentially the last timeout of this map before we move on to the third, because this is going by so fast, Dax.
Yeah. Who?
I don't
You gonna turn me into an owl asking who here? But honestly, I'm a little befuddled by this timeout here. I would have expected Zipto to call for the timeout when they went for the force buy a while ago. Now their eco is not gonna be at its best status, and you know it's gonna be a force again. Motive instead given a little bit of a breather here, just to try and seal the deal at this point.
Yeah, definitely grasping for straws. I don't know why I keep tripping. But Motive, it does feel like they're poised to take this map and turn it into a 1-1. Double Guardians. Let's see how this long range is going to be helping onto A, because so far it does feel like Motive has been solving that issue, or rather, it wasn't even a problem. Always managed to get through, you know, the entire maze before they enter the site.
At least Zipto able to talk about things here as they bring out the Guardians and the Bulldogs. Motive, on the other hand, they go for a standard nest control, or belt control rather. They move their way towards pipes. Things are looking very textbook for Motive so far as they're making their way into A. But this is a heavy stack from Zipto. 4 players within the vicinity of this A site. Vera, setting up the Cloudburst, is the Aldron as well, courtesy of Styron. They know there's presence. They decide to force it anyway with the barriers. And with that, the wall is up, but just the one who catches out Sushi Boys anyway. Spikes planted, but Zipto already good for the 2. Timeouts. Like they're making it work here. The dart comes up through. Wayne also to the corner. Zipto right now dismantling Motive bit by bit. But Styron's there, ready to bring the Wrecking Ball back in their favor. Eman, at the very least, and Hot Sauce. They keep things going. They keep things steady. And Zipto Esports, they keep themselves alive.
Phew, it felt like Styron and Wayne were about to, you know, end it right there and then with the multi-frags and evening out the numbers basically on towards this round. But again, the layering of a lot of these walls coming from Zipto was rewarded eventually, and you know, Motive was basically forced to fight in close quarters and not play too far back, or else they might get punished. And that really played into the hands of Zipto right there. Meanwhile, Wayne does a Resurrect and a Hunter's Fury available. I do feel like every time Styron, even during the first half, every time Hunter's Fury was initiated, always converted into a win. So I'm a tad worried about this round, but it is a bit of a broken buy, so Motive, maybe the chances of winning this round is going to be decreased.
I mean, they do have the ultimates, as you've said. The res again, maybe they'll need it this time. And it's another half where Wayne just gets his res online as soon as possible, so things making it at least doable here for Motive. But as soon as I say that, yeah, Zipto's gonna take down both Vera and Wayne, and that's already off the table. Should just be a gimme round here by Motive at this point. Sushi Boys would like to do some damage with that Spectre up close though, and he's gonna be running into Rizza, who's low HP. Now then, Sushi doesn't know Eman's gonna be around the pipes.
One enemy remaining.
Chase. The Killjoy just sprayed on the back there. And in the end, with Flaring all alone, it's a 1v3 ahead of him. He can put that spike on this A site, but there's so much duress coming his way. The Toxic Screen's gonna be there. The 2 Nano Swarms also into play. Flaring now. Feeling a bit of the pain there from the utility. But the bigger concern would be Hot Sauce here, Riku. Hot Sauce, Ja, they're both in position right now waiting for the sound cue.
But no sound cues yet. 30 seconds on the clock. There's still a bit of time.
left.
There's the alarm bots being destroyed. And the swarm of Zipto members might come by. Still using that sound to bait out a reaction.
Oh, isolated fight though. And here we have it. A 1v2 ahead of Flaring now. Yet again trying to bait things out here. Jaws already transfers his way to the nest, and Hot Sauce. He's feeling a bit spicy here in the second half. And Zipto Esports, now they're up to 4.
Yeah, that felt like an almost. And too expensive for Zipto for sure, knowing that they're, you know, struggling and force buying from the previous rounds as they want to, you know, extend this ice box and increase their chances and have a stabilized economy. And I do feel like Flaring really challenged that. At least, you know, they're able to afford, you know, full buy, especially this operator. You know, for Motive, on the other hand, back to pistols for them.
Yeah, respect Flaring. He was doing all he can to isolate those angles as much as possible. Zipto Esports, they at least now equal the number of rounds they had against Team Secret Academy. That's the cause of concern though here for Sipto right now. Vera catching him and off guard like that. Well, Fixie though
down A.
sees two brought like lambs to the slaughter. The operator there getting the job done. Wayne doesn't even bother here, just backs away from the angle. But bit by bit, it's Sipto still keeping tabs of all the opposition. Hot Sauce, I think he saw a glimpse of the Viper, but he's not too sure. Flaring, no way. Flaring might actually get something done here. He's looking for the Viper. Hot Sauce is looking for Flaring. There he is. Now there you go. Sipto here in control, and it's to 5 here for the defense.
Sipto slowly catching up here, denying Motive off of that, victory in Icebox, but this could be a big full buy in the upcoming round. Really nicely done by Vera on the classic there, but of course Fixie with the operator just makes things very challenging for them to go through A, and Hot Sauce for sure has able to keep track and able to find where Flaring was. And here we go again. A buy round.
Yeah, this has been a long time coming actually. Motive Esports. Can they seal the deal here and now? We'll see as the Hunter's Fury is going to get unleashed by Ariza early on. Sipto investing what they can to swing the advantage immediately in their favor. But to no avail. Instead, pressure on towards B. As you already get the side of Motive controlling yellow on both fronts. You also get the wall being set up by the Sage. Fixie here. The dash is going to be burnt. The Wayne going for the plant right now. Danger close, and can the Sage get out of time? Vera instead with covering fire. Riz is going to get on the board, sure, but Vera's good for the double already. Bladestorm with the out. Reckoning also into play. The dash on in from Vera, though. He's going hunting, but M is the one who catches him in the app. Cove comes into play. He can actually get it to half at the very least. Here comes the Hunter's Fury, though. Emin sticking it to half, as we've said, but Styron's the one to get the kill. Another tag, another bag. Styron, massive double with the ultimate. It's left to Rizza here, but there's just no way. And Motive Esports will take this second map to tie things up.
Oh my! Using that controller instead, line of sight deniers, Viper Spit for later on. So again, I really like this difference in dynamic, and of course that mindset where, it hasn't been working. It has worked before, not anymore. Let's change it up.
Yeah, and Motive making these changes. This is the evolution we're seeing here. Let's see if it's going to work out against a squad like Sipto. Sipto are going back to basics, though. What they brought out in Locked and Loaded, it's what they're going to bring here to VCTC. Fixie on that Neon, Emin on the Breach. It's up to the coordination for Sipto to make the double initiator have the advantage over the double controller. And it's Sipto off to the races, trying to hit that C site early on.
It's gonna be a turret that's gonna spot this out. Fault line activated. It's gonna be coming from Zip though. You get to see Sushi Boy sort of like backtrack onto platform, but I think they're just trying to remove some of the utility before they make a prime decision. Meanwhile, you get to see jaw position onto window, but I think Vera was thinking about it, but decided to fall back.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Emin's kit especially. He has the Aftershock and both flashes, a classic in hand. So it just means he's there to play that supporting role for this round. They're gonna wait out that fault line, look to hit that C site yet again. And I do wonder where Sushi Boys is gonna try to place that turret as well, if he can find the timing. Lurk though, being watched out for here by Rizza. Ja, on the other hand, different plan to try and play into Garage. Eventually, now the fault line's ready here. Riku looking to see that Sipto's eyeing that C-side. But Sushi Boys, he shut down the entry early on. Fixie's gone from that distance. And Motive Esports has thrown a big wrench in the plans of Sipto this eagerly. What can Sipto do with 30 seconds left on the timer? They're looking to play into the C side here. Backside control here for Motive. Still Flaring's waiting within the smoke. And Motive, they're just so aware. Whatever Sipto can do here towards C, they also know the pivot on B is possible, but Sipto's the one trapped in Garage, trapped in the window. Aftershock into play, Sipto running out of time. Motive just dropping bodies to the floor here at this point, and with Hot Sauce all alone, doesn't really have much to work with. Does he have enough time? Did he make it to go for the spike plant? Answer, yes for now, but no life remaining means Motive will take the round.
I love the wraparound that Motive has initiated. They were like, okay, you can come in because we know that we've had you in all corners from B and towards C. There was a potential flank coming from CT, but at the end of the day, Motive had a much better plan in mind in the long run. And they basically let them in. Doors open. It's fine.
Doors open for a reason, especially when the one who slides in, the one who kicks in those doors, was gone in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Motive just caught Sipto septing up there.
Yeah, the round was over before it even, sort of began, before the execution began. And now Motive get to reap their rewards here on their anti-eco. Let's see if this is going to be a fast execute onto a long.
Okay, well, it's fast, all right. A fast fight in favor of Motive. They do drop Fixie early on yet again. Now it's Styron. He's in such a good spot. You don't get flashed there, and Styron knew it. Man plays so many initiators. He knows exactly how to play against a breach like that. It's just Motive again commanding the round here.
Yeah, only potentially losing one unless Ja is able to find extra before he falls. But again, like, Motive seems incredibly comfortable, at least so far in the pistol round, having to reel and lead Zipto to their demise, including the one that we see in anti-eco. I think the biggest test here, once the buy rounds come in on the next, I'm really curious what the strategy is going to be. You can see Motive sort of playing on the fringes sometimes, see if they want to take an aggressive pick, like coming out of garage.
Ooh. Ja,
Wait a minute.
Ja, you can't do these things. The first kill was illegal. The second kill, okay, but you already got away with that one, buddy.
It made things extra expensive than it should have had to be. Anyway, start here. Flash is not there. Double kill by Styron.
Like, that one.
The
Wall
drive-by.
bang headshot drive-by. How many words do I have to say to show my astonishment that I actually got a kill? Come on. There's no way.
That's nuts.
I have thoughts. Not many of them are good.
Gotta go.
Well, here comes the buy round for Zipto, the bonus.
Yeah,
Let's see how they take advantage of this.
we can play a different game here, Riku. How long will Fixie survive this time? Hopefully, though, he does get assisted a lot better by his team here to keep him alive. Drawing that first contact, looking to make his way onto the A side. Does get blinded, though, by the paranoia beside him. But eventually, Motive will relent and will go for the retake instead.
Yeah, absolutely no flank's going to be happening. Instead, it is going to be from Ja. Will be spotted by an alarm bot, but you get to see Sushi Boy's really wary and not leaving his post.
Does have the alarm bot towards B as well. They know Sipto love to play the lurk there. Hunter's Fury don't get the call, and Styron right now looking to still set up the guarantee here. Damage done, sure. Motive already ahead by one.
Oh no.
Make that two as Sushi Boys. His patience rewarded yet again. Sipto, no real place to pivot here. They tried to go for the rotation towards B, perhaps. They want to go to C instead.
No.
Sushi Boys. He's gonna hear this
30
one and
seconds
knows that Garage is taken by Sipto right now.
If Motive is able to deny this bonus away from Zipto, this Styron
Spike planted.
Hunter's Fury will continue this 100% win conversion. I don't want to talk too soon because Hot Sauce may have something to say about that.
Yeah, Sushi Boy's getting a taste of the own medicine from that angle, but Wayne already just scratching the back of Emman there. It's all left to Hot Sauce here. He's been picking up the pace since that second map here individually.
Wow.
But all alone, he can't fight back. Wayne with a 3K. He has been monstrous here in the second half of this series, basically. And it's Motive getting the bonus you said.
3-0 start. Motive really ramping up ever since Icebox happened. And against Styron's utility, this Hunter's Fury to just deter this into the snake bite. So there's really no safe corner or angle for, Zipto to wait out the storm. They were really forced to rotate, go somewhere else as we take a look at this tech pause.
Yeah, hopefully everything's fine. We did take a little bit of time there to get into the game, and okay, good job. You fixed it. Yeah, You
Yeah,
fixed it,
instant.
Ruku.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Nicely done.
Back in
Timer
my
goes
day-
down. Back in my day.
Back in my day, we used to say lag and patano, and we used to say other Filipino words with it that we shouldn't say on broadcast. But that
That's
usually fixes it.
crazy. Oh dear.
Yeah. Oh dear, indeed. Sipto struggling heavily here as Motive, yet again, looking strong on their defense so far. Got Vera, bring out the Outlaw. And Two's in the chamber. Well, Two's already down for the count. Motive Esports, yet again, showing why they're at the top of the food chain here in BCDC. And as of now, it's up to Sipto to make the hero play. But what the Hotos do here, absolutely nothing. The Nano Swarm's one problem, the bullets from Wayne are another. And with Rizza all alone, the Stinger on hand at this distance, you know it's trouble. Paranoia does get Vera. Here comes Sushi Boys to confirm the kill. And Motive keeping Sipto at an egg right now because they're the ones to 4 rounds here.
Motive, again, their rotations are very impressive. The read has been speed. Zipto feels like they need the... Well, there's the timeout for sure, but it does feel like they're just running into the clutches of Motive every single time. Even if the execute was there was an attempt onto A, and then there was onto B. The sandwich happened too fast for Zipto. That Nano Swarm was like right there. And after the spike is practically in the middle of nowhere, Motive took this as a chance and basically surrounded them and swarmed them.
I mean, for a 3-site map, it does feel like the way Sipto's playing, it looks like a 1-site map, a 1-half site map. It's just that claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And they know it. You can see immediately in this timeout, both the coach as well as Eman especially being very vocal. They have been put in situations where they're usually trapped, where they're usually getting sandwiched there by Motive with all these angles, all these flanks, and they need to make a change if they want to succeed on this attacking side.
They definitely need to pick up the pace, especially there are a couple of ultimates that are online. Well, there is the one which is Overdrive, and you've seen how much damage that could potentially do if an opening happens. Zipto, on the other hand, we'll have to see how they're able to chain, this fault line, clear these angles into the scan, and allow Fixie to do neon things. Because so far, that happens.
Yeah, it's just looking pretty broken here for Sipto. Fixie unable to just even get to the starting gate at this point. It's not really on him especially, it's just Motive catching the neon as soon as possible, knowing that Sipto's trying to set everything up with his double initiator. When Sipto isn't ready, Motive is the one prepared on the other side. Wayne right now just backing away from this one. Sipto again struggling without their duelist in the forefront. We'll try to rely on the lurk of Job, but Motive's just prepped for this one. Styron has the angle, and Vera's the one ready to assist. The 2 versus 1 in favor of Motive there. Now it's going to be a 2-man advantage as Sipto will climb on B. Eman, though, good catch with the Sushi Boys, though. That's going to be 1 for the books.
Nicely done. Riza forced to look at Link onto A. But still, this is going to be quite the sandwich.
Oh.
Whoa!
Rizza in the front, but Rizza! We talked about this multiple game. This could be a big moment for him. Flaring though, and Wayne with the shutdown. And it's Eman all left his own devices. The IGL sets up the aftershock at least. Stall for time. He's 1 away from the Rolling Thunder. He gets one of these 2. There could be a chance, but the trade is immediate. And Motive, in the blink of an eye, will get to 5.
5-0 start for Motive. The decision making that they had to do, not in in that precise moment. Let's just try to bait out a reaction, tap the spike, then do a double swing is really, really smart. And it is just really increases the chances of that round to be towards Motive. Riza, though, valiant effort for this player. The multi-frag power of this man is definitely scary. But with the momentum that Motive has right now, that's scarier.
Yeah, it's just so tough. You can see that Sipto, at this point, they're effectively mid-rounding their executes. They're adjusting on the fly. Most of their setup plays, it's not just gonna work without the tandem of Fixie and Eman, without Rizza and Eman able to assist that Neon. The pieces are all left to the floor right now, and as Vixie tries to make his way in, it's Tyron with the shutdown here. Stingers on hand for Sipto. They need to play close, and Motive isn't giving them that space at all. Jaws all alone right now. He gets on the board with the Sheriff Shore, but it's too many rifles on the other side. This one smoke is keeping him alive for now, and as soon as it's gone, you know he's in trouble. Nano Swarm, there's no chance. Wayne there to confirm the kill, and it's a 6-round streak here for Motive.
The defense is suffocating. Just as you said, this is claustrophobic for Zipto. Every single time Zipto wants to execute sort of a faster pace on towards the site. There's a snake bite. Fast lane is there, definitely. It's just, you know, deny line of sight. But after that, you know, one snake bite is enough to sort of push them out of the fast lane, so they're forced to take the outside, and then Motive just basically clean slate. It's just, his reactive utility is very impressive for Motive.
Yeah, and Motive's always ready to throw it at the right time too. The response from Motive has been so sound, and Sipto, they're trying to dislodge Motive from their positions, but it doesn't matter. Motive have control of the sight lines, they have control of the floor itself, given the snake bites and nano swarms we've seen throughout here. And these angles are held well together by Motive at the same time. 3 stacking up towards A right now. You have Vera back on the signature operator, playing towards C as well with the overdrive info. And as Sipto are looking for any kind of space to work with, it does feel like that they're running out of options pretty quickly.
The fast approach didn't work out so well. Trying to default a little bit. See if there's any weak point in this defense for Motive. Quickly identified that perhaps window garage might be an option. And I feel like that might be a good decision considering the fact that 3 members are far away onto A, not even positioned onto Link.
30
but
seconds
Vera,
left.
oh,
He looks away though. Flash comes on in, and Vera trying to at least get out of danger. The stun prevent him from scoping on in, and Vera's gonna be sitting up after that one. Sipto already good for the 2. It's been the best showing from Sipto so far in this game. Can they deliver the round itself? Spikes planted. It's a 5v3.
here we go. No flanks whatsoever. Everybody's gonna be coming from CT. Ja has eyes on window.
Sipto. Got Rizza also watching out from the outside of the garage here. Many bases covered for Sipto Esports right now. And as the paranoia is thrown to try and get in there, it's Styron also with an opening kill. Jado prep on the site itself. Styron good for the 3. Styron's 4K! Could have been it! But Rizzo will shut that one down. And Sipto Esports, now they got on the board here.
The Sova players in this series are performing out of their minds. Riza and Styron at the top of the standings at the moment, and they're exchanging highlight reels, basically. It did feel like if the trade wasn't there, if Riza wasn't around, that would have been disaster, and Styron would have had the 5th kill and possibly run away with the first half. But Zipto able to break, at least get a breather for themselves, economically as well. And we'll have to see.
Oh, well, Motive now sending Vera out to do what he does best. The overdrive though, respected by Sipto, they back away from A as soon as possible. And they decide to bring the hit onto B instead. Styron not catching out Vixie. Here we go again. The Styron guarantee. Could it deliver one more time? Get some big damage onto Rizza too. Rolling Thunder sent out towards A. Link here. Gives space for Motive to work with. He's under pressure. He could be the hero here. He's good for the 1. The flank also Wayne and Ja. There's no way again that Ja doesn't see someone right behind him. They tried to make their way in to see the turnaround. Oh no, Wayne will see Ja here right now. Busy with the cam. And with the trip bar gone here, Riku, it's going to be so tough for Sipto to work with. Spike planted, and they know Wayne's on the flank.
This is going to be very hard for Zipto. Unless they've removed Wayne out of the equation, this would be a much easier round for them to win.
Oh, hot sauce. He's pretty good at the angle. Tries to go for scope on in. Instead, it's all Motive again. Yet again, the lucky charm of the Hunter's Fury, but Wayne's moment was magical. Catch the Cypher, get the flag, and call it a day for Motive Esports.
Again, this is from Icebox up until here to Haven. This 100% conversion on, again, this Hunter Spear is very impressive for Styron. But just as you said, it is that big flank that happened is what really helped this round come into fruition. And just as you said, you know, Ja was on cam. It made things really hard. But if they were able to eliminate Wayne on that flank, that 2v2 would have been much more workable for Zipto. Now, broken by, unfortunate overdrive for Pixie. If they're able to have a bit of an opening, then perhaps they can really roll with the punches here with those laser hands.
Yeah, I mean, here comes Zipto right now, sending themselves out towards mid. And fast lane into play, Paranoia 2 towards C-Link. We hear the overdrive now into play, waiting with the shutdown onto Pixie. Before the Sparks can even get started, it's already Motive just looking to be conductive here. They bring the pace, they bring the damage. Vera also in position to get the double. And with Rizza all alone, this round all but over as Motive are setting themselves up for more success. Just gotta say, Riku, it's so unfortunate for Ja in that last round.
Yeah.
If he had a nickel for every time he didn't see someone, he'd have 2 nickels in the series as Motive get the 8.
And Motive are very happy about this. They're able to translate their performance and momentum from Icebox up until here in the first half. And they're just really oppressive. They're practically everywhere. They're really taking advantage of the full size of what a 3-site map is capable of. Just really causing chaos everywhere. Now, better arsenal for Zipto. They got the guns. Ultimate-wise, not very nice. Overdrive utilized earlier as well. They might try A again.
Yeah. And looking at how Zipto wants to make the push happen, it's already being accosted by Motive. Styron has been quite eager to play into A long. We've seen that be a trend for Motive, where they aggressively play for A when they can early on. They play towards backside and a retake if need be, if the flood from Zipto does happen. But this is where the crawl from Vera might get spotted. Pixie's gonna be onto the corner. Pixie catching out Vera. Well, Sushi Boys and Rizza have their own game. What? Rizza, why?
What?
Rizza just tries to run into Sushi Boys there. And in the end, it's just a kill apiece for both sides.
Definitely, it's one of those moments, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go again. Oh no. Another awkward moment here for Zipto. And Motive Esports get the flank going again. They're trapped one more time. You know, escape rooms, they aren't that popular anymore, but apparently Zipto, they're put in a situation like it again and again where they need to break on out. Hot Sauce here tries to find the key, but all he sees are locks in front of him. Wayne with the confirmation, it's Pixie all alone here. And Motive Esports make it to 9.
I swear, it's such a deadly, you know, sequence of events if Styron is able to survive through the entirety of a single round, you know, from execute to retake to potential defuse. This one's interesting, definitely. I feel like maybe wanted a potential knife, but instead the surpriser becomes the surprisee.
Well, I think we were more surprised, if anything.
Yeah, it was us. It was us. Oh dear.
Yeah, but it's tough. It's tough, really, for Zipto, and especially when you're playing this double initiator plus the neon. You want to find success on your attacking side itself. Here we go again, Vera. He is just feeling too confident right now, and with Styron's assistance, they just get the advantage there. In the end, though, Eamon able to spray down the 2 playing aggressive. Wayne's the one to pick up the pieces here to play at the sewer. But as of now, Eamon's low. Joss the one looking healthy here to go on out. They keep an eye out of the short angle here. Wayne also trying to dip his toes. But in essence, Zipto, they survived the fight. They can back away to play towards C.
Alarm bot retracted. So, well, they're not going through garage. There's a single nano swarm onto C, but that's not going to help at all. They do get that C plant down all the way there, and it's going to be a free site. No from... Actually, Wayne does have From the Shadows, so that could be used to scout if they are able to spot this early, or just be on near proximity.
Yeah. So they give the spike to
30
Emin.
seconds left.
Try and build that Rolling Thunder a little bit easier. I'm a little surprised because Ja, if he did go for the plant, he'd be one away from the neural death itself.
Yeah.
But he's going hunting, playing into defender spawn already. Spike's planted. Wayne also navigating through the tripwire itself. He has that garage control here, Riku, but the positioning from Sipto, trying to anticipate motive where they wouldn't be watching. Emendo peeks on through, sees Sushi Boys and Flaring coming. Now Ja needs to try and watch the angle as well. Here comes the shot. Sushi Boys, the response is immediate. They pinged the defender spawn anyway. They were aware of that Cypher's position. But with Motive just being this quick on the reactions, you know they're playing at a different level right now. 10-1.
I super love the patience of Motive here. There was a best to play together. You have the numbers advantage. You don't need to send anybody or leave anyone alone in the site to help scout for you, slow down the potential plant. Also, the initial moment of basically Vera going crazy on A long as well is what equated to, you know, going for C in the first place. So because of that, Vera is close to, you know, one off of this overdrive. But let's not forget, it's Styron with Hunter's Fury again.
And he's gonna use it for sure. It's the first half. Here we have it on cue. And to Riku's excitement especially. This time though, finds no targets. That could throw the stats into question real quick. But with Zip though, they're gonna be running into the death maze made by Sushi Boys. The Nano Swarm, he's so eager to get the kills, and Sushi Boys trying to do it all already. Good for the double shore. But the C site now open for business here for Zipto to work with. Flaring, ready to play the window again. Spike planted here, and the rest of Motive waiting for the other angle.
Will Riza spot this out, I wonder?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Knife him. Knife him. Oh! The scoreline's one thing, but insult to injury as Motive look to dominate. From the shadows into the backside. Wayne right now trying to get the intel here. And then Sipto look to play a small crossfire here. Eman sets up the stun. Forcing players from Garage to slow things down. No slowing down Motive at all. Ever since map 2 here, Riku, Motive are looking locked the hell in. And a score like this is as dominant as can be from a first half alone. 11-1 as we swap sides.
And it's gonna be crazy if Motive is able to take that pistol round and send themselves to a quick victory onto Haven. And all, again, even though, let's just say, the Hunter's Fury did not equate into any pick. Let's not forget about this knife, by the way. Flaring, just extra style points.
The side of Motive there a while ago. Now they're going to be on the attack. And if they win this pistol, this could be over in the blink of an eye here.
And they're going in fast already towards B. Laser focused on the dodge. Some utility. 1 for 1.
It's a 1 for 1. As you said, the trade comes on in and Motive can't force their way into that B side. Sipto prepared for the angle. And given they're playing the double initiator, they do have utility to stop Motive in their tracks. But in terms of rehit potential, you know Motive has that one. That Viper wall. Very interesting. Even covering out that A-Link angle. Fixie has to play on the site itself thanks to the presence of the potential smoke. And Vera just has Fixie's number all throughout this map. Things looking good here for Motive. They're making their way on to B again. Hot sauce towards the corner here. But Motive, they know that they don't need to force this B site. Instead, it's Sipto the one going hunting. The peek out comes. Rizza being brave. And Motive will back away from it. Try to go for the catch, sure. But here they go. A rotation towards the C site.
I can't believe Vera was able to survive all of that. I thought potentially somebody's going to come out of window. But it looks like that's going to be a no. Here we go.
Motive all across the C site. They're gonna set their claim and look to catch Sipto in the act. Just the one trying to find the picture-perfect moments. He only gets snapped onto Vera anyway. Motive, that was just machines on the server here. Absolute mechanics, absolute domination, and a score like this says it all. Series point for Motive.
This is crazy. You know, before this match even started, we were talking about how, you know, Motive has to conquer their Haven demons because they've not won a single Haven match in this entire split. And now you're telling me this is how they win their first ever Haven on split 3? Wow.
Yeah. The reaction says it all. but
Yeah.
we've been saying it. The evolution of Motive. They needed to make a few changes coming into this week, coming into the playoffs, and this is just a preview of what Motive can do into the toughest of all VCTC competition. They're guaranteed to make it to the playoffs. There's no question. You gotta wonder where they're gonna start though. That's the big one there. As Rizza tries to at least look from anyone of Motive who dares cross the smoke. He's the one who gets tagged instead, and Motive are just calling Sipto to come their way.
Playing the slow game to make sure that they get the first pick. Vera could potentially find one. All angles covered. Oh dear.
Vera, brave again. Whether it be the operator or the outlaw, he's willing to push himself to the absolute limit. And then Sushi Boys is set to catch out Pixie. Emando shutting down the opposing Neons. Motive was gone for now, but it's still Motive able to play onto the B side. Utility being lobbed again, the Aftershock especially cutting Motive into for now.
30
There's
seconds
Motive
left.
recompense, or rather reset themselves and regroup. They do put Sushi Boys onto the backside here.
Here we go. Bunch of stingers and a sheriff, but they're all damaged. Let's see if they can take advantage.
Oh, Sipto. They do want to keep themselves alive in the fight, and with it, those stingers packing quite a bunch, but Wayne again. The performance we've seen throughout the series. His kills have been absolutely on point, and Master Wayne is looking to seal it all here and now. The classic is perfection, and Motive Esports